Welcome to a presentation by the Learning Disabilities Association of Iowa. Today's topic is the IEP, a primer for parents. What is an IEP? It is an individualized education program. It is a written plan for individualized special education services and supports. It ensures a free and appropriate education, or FAPE. It is for students of the ages 3 to 21. It falls under a federal law that is called the Individuals with Disabilities Act, or IDEA. And these IEPs are found on the system Achieve. It's Iowa's online IEP data system. What does eligibility for an IEP or special education mean? It means that one, the student has a disability. They're going to receive specially designed instruction through special education to meet the educational needs. And during the evaluation, the determination was not due to lack of appropriate instruction, limited English proficiency, cultural factors, or environmental or an economic disadvantage. How do you know if your child is eligible for an IEP? The process is called Child Find. The first step in that is a disability suspect. The school will most likely reach out to you, which leads to a completion of comprehensive evaluation, which requires written parent consent. This is a 60-day process. At the end of the 60 days, there will be an eligibility determination meeting where the team will receive the evaluation report and look at the rate of progress, what the student's needs are, and how can we support those needs. The second way is you as a parent always have the right to request an evaluation at any time. Here's a flow chart that shows you how this process happens. After the disability is suspected, a parent signs a consent to have the comprehensive evaluation. After 60 days, within that 60 days, there will be an eligibility meeting. And if the student is determined to be eligible or entitled in the state of Iowa, there will be an IEP meeting. How are you notified about any sort of IEP meeting? There are different ways that you can to ensure that the parent participation is included. It may be a call on the phone, it may be email, and sometimes we even meet, if not in person, you would meet on a Zoom call. The meeting notice will give you the purpose of the meeting, the time and place, who is going to be attending that meeting, and what their positions are. And then it'll also inform you about the parent right that you have the right to invite anybody else that you would like to hear the information. So there's 5 key components of an IEP, which include the why, what, and how of an IEP. The first one is the why. It identifies the present levels of the academic achievement and also the functional performance, and we call that the PLEP. This section highlights your child's strengths, interests, and preference. This is where your concerns are documented and any other special considerations that need to be addressed throughout the IEP will be found. The what is what will the instruction focus on? The team will develop measurable annual goals and determine effective progress monitoring strategies. Remember, this IEP is 1 year long. For each area that the team makes them eligible in, there will be at least two times a month that progress monitoring will be taken. That data will be put in on that Achieve system. Soon, there will be a parent portal in which you will have access to the live data from each goal that your child has. And then the how. This is the section that will determine and describe all special education services, activities, and supports. So it may be the number of minutes that your child will receive specially designed instruction. If transportation, health services, occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech language services are needed, it will be documented in this section. Another part of this section is to determine the least restrictive environment and other considerations. So here is a list. The least restrictive environment is the percentage of the day that your child will spend in special ed versus the general ed classroom. We look at the extended school year services. Each year, data is analyzed to determine if your child is eligible for extended school year or ESY services. If there needs to be any modifications or accommodations for your child to participate in physical education. Many times there's accommodations for testing, not only for the district-wide assessments, but also the state assessments. And then new to our system since COVID has been the contingency learning plan. So it's if instruction would need to go to hybrid or virtual, we have a plan already made for your child so they can still receive special education services. What is the prior written notice? A prior written notice is a summary of the meeting or the IEP meeting. What information will be included on it? It will include what is being proposed and rejected by the IEP team. Why were the changes or the proposals made and why were they rejected? Any other options that are talked about during the meeting, and when will those changes be implemented? It is a requirement when any changes of services to your child's IEP has been made, which might include, but not limited to, specially designed instruction, associate minutes, if a goal was changed, if a service transportation was added, and so on. So let's review. I hope that this has given you a better understanding of the following sections that are part of an IEP and the IEP related terms. The IEP, the 5 components, or the how and the why and the what we do for when we build the IEP, the procedural safeguards, the prior written notice and why it's required, and then we have the IEP related acronyms. I've talked about many of these throughout this presentation, but I will review them once again. IEP is an individualized education plan. FAPE is free and appropriate public education. IDEA is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. That's that law for the free and appropriate education. The PLAP is the present level of academic achievement and functional performance on the IEP. LRE means least restrictive environment. We don't want them to be pulled away from their peers. ESYS is extended school year services. PE is that physical education. DWA is the district-wide assessments. AA is the annual assessments, would be like ISAPS or the FAST bridge, that the stated requirement. And the last one is that PWN, that prior written notice, that is the summary of your meeting. And last, this is how you can find our organization on social media. It includes our website, Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and our email address. If you or someone you know have questions or concerns related to this topic of today, please reach out to us. Our volunteers are ready and willing to help. Also, if you are interested in becoming a member of LDA of Iowa, please contact us by email. Thank you.